Assalamu alaikum and welcome to a new video in the Diwani Jali script. In today's video we are going to talk about letters Fa and Qaaf. It's going to be a short lesson. So with regards to the letters Fa and Qaaf, we start with the head, which is basically two moves. You take 1 point by 1 point, and within those 2 points what you're going to do is the following moves. You have to go down then up, just like the Diwani, but you need the second edge of this move to be lower than the first one, so that when you go back with your second move, the head would look as if it's looking downward. And this way you get this shape by basically having the second edge of the first move lower than the first one, and when you go back you simply close those on each other, and this way you get this angle that shows that the Fa or the Qaaf's head is looking downward. It's the same for the Waw. So with this you could just write a Waw, which you will use the head of a Fa and the ending of an Alif. So for the Fa you start with the same head, and when you move downward here, when you continue with the body, what happens is that you would use a similar shape to the Ba, but it's kind of this shape. So starts shallow, goes down, then curves back. So the main thing about the Fa is that, just like the Diwani, it looks like a bean, a bean. So this curve that you go down with is basically going down, then curving up. If you were to continue it, it would look like this. This is the body of the Fa. Now the final move, now with regards to the distance here, would be around 4 points or 4.5, because the Ba is 5 points. So this is similar to a Ba. The final move, which is the third one or the fourth one, you have several options. You could either go back like this with a thick ending, or it could be thin, like a Ba ending, a Ba for the Diwani. So with these two options, you could also have an option of having the dot connected to this decoration or on top of the Fa's head. So let's continue this one. You go down, go to the left, then go up, then either continue it with this move and put the dot here, or you could do the other shape, which would be the thin line of the Fa, which is this one. And again, you could either put the dot here or here. So the Fa is relatively easy to write. With regards to the Qaaf, it's the same head, but you're going to use the Noon's cup. So when you go down here, you've got the Noon's cup, which is going down, then up, and the same thing goes for the backward move. So with regards to this here and this pointing to the right slightly, 3 points inside, 2.5 points outside. The same thing for the head, it's 1 by 1. Nothing changes, it's just the combining different moves from different letters to make a new letter. Now the ending here would be going up, just like this, slightly sort of in the middle, stopping, and the dots could either come on top of it or on top of the head itself. In the Diwani Jali we don't have that connected dots for the Qaaf. There's another shape of the Fa which I really like, and that one, the first move would be to go downward, just like a meme, but sort of a flipped meme. So you go down for 1 point, then you would go all the way back for almost 3 points. Now this varies from calligraphy to another, but this height would be 2 points and this would be 3 points. But the angle here, some calligraphers make it shallow. I really make it really sharp and go up with it. So it's up to you with regards to the second move. Then we would go down to the left, then rotate and come back. I want you to focus on this fact because it's way sharper with regards to the body and the cup. Meanwhile up here it's really smooth. This one goes really sharp downward. Now with regards to the height, this sort of governs you at the art piece. So when you make the art piece, you would choose this rotation. In the final move, you've got several options. You could just finish here, or you could again do the thick ending for it, and the dot would come naturally on top of it. So this is another file. Now it connects, but it connects from here. So if you want to use it, be my guest. Again, with the moves, you go down, then up, then back, then you come back, and you could put the dot here. With regards to the start here, you might at the beginning you might have this sort of thick start, which is the rectangular shape, but with time you could fix it and make it like a curvy shape rather than the fixed one. The important part is this one. It has to be sharp, shouldn't be curvy. So you could either stop immediately and go down, or make a very sharp curve up here. Now these are the fa and qaf by themselves. When they connect in the middle, the fa and qaf take this shape. You go down, you go up, but not for a long distance. You go back, and you go back to the right, then out. So it has like a cone shape up here. It's not curvy. The Diwani, the normal Diwani, it is curvy. And in here you've got the angles, this one, this one, this one, and this one, and these are really the left one is really close to the base line, meanwhile this one is a bit high. So let's do it again. You curve up. This is the first move. The second move would be to go back, but the third move is the one that goes outside. There's a difference between this thickness and this thickness. So when you go outside, this shows more of the angle here. And with regards to the scale, it's 1 point on the inside. On the outside, these up and right moves will govern you into 2 points. So this is fa and qaf in the middle. At the end, the fa takes the same shape like this one, but it would take the body that we saw earlier, this one. Meanwhile, the qaf changes to this shape. So we go down, and it comes back to the singular qaf, and yeah. So that's the main difference between fa and qaf at the end of the word. The qaf has a closed head, the fa has an open head. With regards to examples, you could write fa fa qaf, or fa fa fa, or could also write faqat, which means just or only. So here we start with a fa, go back, then we have a qaf, then we have a ta, so with regards to the ta as alif, the height of it could be 4 points, or depending on the piece that you are making, you are governed by the main height of the text that you are writing. Now, as you can see, we've got the curve here, we've got a nice neck to it, there's a space here, don't forget about it. With regards to the other fa, this one, let's write Farid, go back, and doing a ra just like this. So this is a fa and ra, and then we're going to do ya and dal. So there you go. You could use this one, this fa. If it was connected al-farid, the lam would connect from here, just like this. You could put the alif back here. So this with regards to the fa and qaf. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson, and yeah, practice those letters, and see you in the next video. This has been Ammar Awaudi, and have a lovely day, evening or night. Goodbye.